a synopsis of flashcardlearner.com presenting the learning curve, how the brain learns, the forgetting curve, why the brain forgets, and the Flashcard Learner spaced repetition platform, improving your retention. The learning curve. Whenever a student learns new information, the progress is very slow. As they add their foundational vocabulary and concepts, the learning becomes faster. And as they add the advanced levels of skills, the learning curve becomes accelerated. This acceleration continues until the student reaches their individual goal level. Now, the only thing left is to refresh the material periodically at each step along the way to maintain it in recall memory. This will make all the information available for higher order thinking and problem solving exercises across all disciplines. The forgetting curve. The forgetting curve describes how the ability of the brain to retain information without being refreshed decreases over time if you don't periodically refresh it. You will not remember it. At the time of presentation, the retention is close to 100%, depending upon how easy is it to add the new information to your existing information. After the presentation, the memory loss is greatest. About 40 to 60% of the details are lost in the first few days. And without refreshing, the memory loss continues, but at a slower rate, forgetting most of the details over time. The only way to retain the information and recall memory is to refresh it periodically using a spaced repetition platform. What is spaced repetition? Spaced repetition is a learning technique, It means that the student may review the information at gradually increasing intervals and still retain it in recall memory. The goal is to retain as much information as possible while investing a minimum of study time and effort. Think learning lines for a play, where you refresh your lines for each act over time at the practice sessions. Years after the play is over, most of the lines are still in your recall memory. And because of the savings effect, giving the brain a needed line cue, the missing lines are easily put back in recall memory. Now, why should you offer the Flashcard Learner program to your teachers and students? Because the Flashcard Learner spaced repetition program will learn, then optimize the spacing interval for each student as they retain every bit of information on every flashcard in every database. Now, the overall goal for every school district, parent, teacher, and student, participate in IDEA's Lifelong Learner program. If every curriculum committee would make this major commitment to all current and future students, prioritize the grade level vocabulary and concepts in their current lesson plans that they want the students to place in long-term memory, recall memory. Then start a district-wide student-teacher class project to place that information from textbooks, from worksheets, from practice tests, from pictures and sounds, and individual student work on the grade level flashcard learner databases. This will be the long-term result. Every one of your students and their family will be able to review and add to all the lesson plan information placed on the databases from every teacher, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, from their personal computer for the rest of their life. Last but not least, the Flashcard Learner platform should be a part of all one-to-one learning initiatives, as it allows the teacher to spend the most learning time on explaining and discussing the lesson plan. This is because the student already has the vocabulary and the concepts in receptive memory and is ready to assist the teacher in assembling and retaining the information. Last on the agenda, the IEP students. The Flashcard Learner should be a mandatory segment on every IEP, tutoring, and homeschool program. As the modifications in the curriculum are approved and placed on the databases by the IEP team, all student effort will be identified by the assessment protocols located on the Flashcard Learner. The Flashcard Learner platform will provide a format for the parent and student to review and refresh the modified classroom material. It will keep a record of the time spent reviewing each database for the teacher and parent review. It will keep a record of the specific material the student has placed in recall memory. It will verify the current response to intervention protocols and procedures, and it will give a record of student academic advancement for the team to present to the parents and all others at the IEP meetings. Having done all of that, a goal sought by everyone, the Flashcard Learner has the potential to improve the students' weak academic areas to the extent that they may be taken off the IEP caseload, a goal sought by everyone. Please contact IdeaJWard2@AOL.com or go to flashcardlearner.com for additional information. I remain educationally yours, John Ward.